Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brent Fisher, and I am so excited to be here for Calm Before the Storm. Of course, last month you all witnessed that menace Alex G brutally assault me, and I am happy to say that after weeks of rehabilitation, I am back. Now, I didn't come out here tonight to just tell everybody that I'm happy to be back. I came out here to announce a bit of history. Of course, last year at Ragnarok, we witnessed the first ever six-man Rising Stars Open, where we saw a mere Omega make history by winning a match and becoming the #1 contender for the Global Championship. It is my extreme honor to announce that this year we are going bigger and better than ever. Tonight, I am here to announce the first ever 15-man Ultimate Open to kick off Ragnarok. Now, here's a bit of an exciting part, ladies and gentlemen. This match is not exclusive to the Rising Stars like the six-man match was last year. This match can be entered by anybody who can make their way to the ring as one of the first 15 competitors. Now, what's the prize for winning this match, you may be asking? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are able to outlast 14 other competitors, you will become the new #1 contender for the IWF World Heavyweight Championship. A gigantic prize for a gigantic matchup. Now, here's the other kicker for this matchup. In the coming days before Ragnarok, we will witness 3 qualifying matches. The winners of those matches will be entered into the 15-man Ultimate Open match. So, if you think you got a chance at winning this match and going on to fight for the World Championship, make your way to the ring and potentially make a bit of history.
All right. Look, you guys know me. I'm not good at lying. All right. So let me just go ahead and get this off my chest. Last few weeks, last few months, honestly, they haven't been the greatest. They haven't been kind to me, and admittedly, it's been my fault. But before I tell you what I really need to tell you, let's take a little trip down memory lane. See, some of you guys, you may remember, you might have been around for it. You might have been watching ESE 7 years ago. Whenever I made my return to professional wrestling. And yes, it was a very joyous occasion. I was in opens. I was in contendership matches. I was in some of the biggest matches in ESE's history. But those first few months that I came back, I typically don't like to pull the curtain back, but those first few months when I came back, a bunch of things happened. I'd gotten a concussion. I had broken some ribs. And most importantly, I had severely injured my L1 and my L2 vertebrae. For a second, I thought maybe this is it. Maybe this is a sign that I should just go back to work at Best Buy. You know, maybe I'm not really cut out for this anymore. And my wife, she sat me down and she told me that being in this ring is my life. And I knew that deep down it is. It is. I love my wife. I love my kids. They come first. But this, outside of my family, this is what I live for. This is my life. Which, unfortunately, brings me to what I came out here to say. Like I said, the past few weeks, the past few months, they've not been great. And after that ass whooping that Diego Splitter gave to me, I was rushed to the hospital. I couldn't move. It hurt to breathe. And here we are 7 years later, coming full circle. Albeit this time, no concussion. I stand in this ring a broken man. I have 2 broken ribs, and once again, my L1 and my L2, well, let's just say they've seen better days. But that is not going to stop me. I'm not going to stop. Diego Splitter, I've had so many people come up to me and say that I shouldn't be competing. I should give it to somebody else. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk on down to that ring at Ragnarok. I'm going to dog walk your ass. And then I'm going to take that championship and I'm going to walk out with it. Because like I said, this is full circle. Back then, it was my biggest victory and my biggest defeat. But now, I am going to take this company and I'm going to take that championship and I am going to lead us into the promised land. All at your expense.
Problem, Avery. What is it? I haven't wrestled in 5+ years. But the other 2 men that you've beaten, flat on the mat, you've beaten them. But for some apparent reason, when it comes to the Prescott lock, you cannot get out of it. What is it, man? What's going on? Because let me tell you what's going on with me right now, all right? I'm willing to risk my life, my livelihood from that commentary desk into this ring to face you because we see you as the next generation. But yeah, here we are. Right? I want to win, Avery. I'm going to tell you that right now. I want to win. I want to make another statement in my career. But if I'm going to come out of retirement and my own opponent isn't even ready to put in the work, isn't willing to beat me in that ring, then what the hell are we doing this for, Avery?
Well, so I get it, man, but I'm trying. I'm trying so hard, and I've busted my ass for months now trying to prove that this isn't just some pipe dream and it can actually become reality. I don't know if I'm just in my own head because this is my first match at Ragnarok, or if I'm in my own head because last time I was in a marquee matchup I lost to Costas for the World Championship at ABC, but I don't want it to happen again. I want to prove you, Dan, and Damon right. I want to prove that I can do this and I can hang with the best of them. I want to prove it to myself. I don't know if I just need more time or if I just need to lock back in. But I'm going to do it.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I know what I got to do. Avery, I'm going to go out the shooter. I'm going to make it official. It's going to be me versus you in a submissions match. Since you're not motivated enough to beat me, I'm going to make sure you are.
I should have known. I should have known Nick Xander would have some tricks under his sleeve. I should have known he would be so willing to use any sort of tactic to become the television champion. But I made a mistake. But there is still hope. Because tonight I came out here to make my presence known. Tonight I came out here to officially call for my rematch at Ragnarok for the television championship.
Whoa. Juliana, so quick and to the point. I need you to slow down a minute. Now, I can't stop you from getting your rematch for the television championship. That is within your right as the former champ. But here's the fun kicker for me. Since I am the champ, I get to call the shots. So, Juliana, I will give you your match at Ragnarok for the television championship, but under one condition. We add a third person to this matchup. Now, who is that person, you may be asking? Well, it is my good friend, the person that I call a brother. We must add Lucas Roth to the match.
I should have known. I should have known you wouldn't be so willing to have a normal one-on-one match, because when has anything ever not been a threat to you? I know damn well you are scared of me, Nick, or else you wouldn't have called the dogs last month at the IWF Awards. You wouldn't have called for Alex G to come out and interfere if you weren't nervous for your safety. So, Nick, you have a deal. Or, I should say, potentially. I'm willing to allow Lucas Ruff in the matchup. I'm willing to make it a multi-man for the television championship, because that's how confident I am that I can beat you. But here's my condition, now that we seem to be both throwing counters at each other. You get your friend in the matchup, and I get mine as well, and we make it a fatal four-way match.
Are you serious? Juliana, let's be quite for real here. What friends do you have in this business?
It's funny you should say that, Nick, because this man is someone you know far too well. This is the man that inspired me to become a professional wrestler, and this man just got cleared to compete. My friend is a former world heavyweight champion, Jason Money Moreno.
I stand before you now, and in all honesty, I should be grateful for the opportunity I have in front of me, but I'm not. Why, you may ask? How could I feel this way now that I'm #1 contender for the global championship? Well, to put it simply, I'm nervous for what's to come. I'm nervous for Ragnarok. And this nervousness is not something I'm used to feeling when it comes to professional wrestling. This nervousness is not normal to me. To be quite honest, the second I step in between those ropes and make my presence known in the ring, I tend to feel nothing but bliss, because I'm doing the thing I was born to do. But now I stand in front of you all. I stand in front of this camera, a few weeks out from the biggest match of my life at the biggest show of the year, and I can't feel anything but nervous. And I'm the one to blame for that. We all saw it. Letus had me beat at the IWF Awards. Letus was a 3 count away from being in my shoes. And I hate that that opportunity was taken away from him, because I am such a big fan of his work, and I consider him to be a great friend. But me being in that position a few weeks ago at the IWF Awards, me being a 3 count away, a conscious referee away from losing this #1 contendership, has made me a bit nervous. It's made me a bit doubtful for this match against Curtis Oxley at Ragnarok. I want to stand here and tell everybody that I am going to put my foot firmly up the ass of Curtis Oxley. I want to tell every single one of you how confident I am for my matchup at Ragnarok, how ready I am to finally hoist the global championship, but I simply can't. And I'm hoping I can shake this doubt and regain my confidence by Ragnarok.
Wah, Tyler. This little woe is knee shtick is not going to rattle me. Here's the deal, Tyler. I've beat you once before, and I'm gonna do it again. You can sit here all you want and say how if you were feeling confident, you would be able to say that you could thoroughly place your boot anywhere on it you would like. But here's the reality, Tyler. You tried it once, and it didn't work. You try it again, it's still not going to work. So, if you truly think that you can't beat me, then at Ragnarok, why don't you just get in that ring? Why don't you just lay down in the center? And we can solve this problem. I can pay you, and you don't have to take a single bit of damage. Tyler, you are right. You should be nervous. Because you don't understand one thing. At the biggest shows, like Ragnarok, or in my case, at places like Cataclysm, these shining stars, like myself, shine the brightest, and you fizzle out into nothing. The light title. Hope you find that spark.
What happened last month is one of the worst moments of my life. In Lucha, this mask means everything. To me, this mask is my everything. It is who I am as a person. It is me. And to have somebody like El Regresando come out of nowhere and try to take my identity from me is nothing but a spit in the face. El Regresando, wherever you may be, I want you to know that disrespect will not be taken lightly. I will get my revenge.
Whoa, wait just a minute. Leaders, you want your revenge? Take it. I'm standing right here in front of you. Why don't you attempt to attack me and see what happens? Leaders, you are very, very impressive, but you still have much to learn in this business, and that's exactly why I'm here. I am here to make your life hell. So here's the deal, leaders. You just said it yourself, that you want revenge and you will take it by any means necessary. And I'll give you your opportunity. You and I go one-on-one at Ragnarok. But I won't have that match
without something being on the line, some sort of stakes. So, you beat me, you can have my mask. I will take it off and never wear it again. But if I beat you, I want the exact same thing. So, we got a deal, leaders?
You have yourself a deal.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am once again backstage to break some more news about Ragnarok. First and foremost, our IWF General Manager Shooter Key Dynasty wants to send his regards due to some prior issues stemming from Nero Sin the dog. Shooter Key Dynasty could not be here tonight. But he did just send me a huge message about a matchup already announced for Ragnarok. So without further ado, here is a word from Sugar Key Dynasty, read by yours truly, Brent Fisher. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here for a very exciting night of calm before the storm. Of course, it was just a few months ago that Amir Omega made his presence known in IWF by taking out his now longtime rival, Hendrix Kopf. We've all witnessed the chaos that these two men have gone through over the past months to get one up on each other, and now we are finally going to get to see a culmination of exciting warfare between the two men. However, when I announced their final encounter at the IWF Awards, I did inadvertently leave out one detail. This matchup is not just going to be any normal one-on-one match, because the shareholders have deemed that this rivalry has gone too far and they do not want to see it go any farther. So, at Ragnarok, Amir Omega versus Hendrix Cobb will be a loser leaves IWF match. Good luck to both gentlemen, and one last thing. I hope I can do you justice here, Shooter. Sugar!
Last month, through gritted teeth and anger, I told all of you I was going to come out here tonight and paint a very clear picture of Victor Moratz.
So, without further ado, let me tell you why
Alex, before you continue, I need you to understand that whatever you say here tonight has consequences. Whatever happens from this point forward solely relies on you and what you say tonight. We can either work together or you can be the next victim in a long list of victims. To be quite frank, Alex, I never planned on coming back to professional wrestling, but you forced my hand. You invoked the name of Sinister. You made a mockery of it, and now you are the reason I'm here. And I am going to take back what's mine.
No, Victor. No. You don't get to come out here and try to take over. You don't get to come out here and throw threats my way and expect me to back down or bend the knee to you. You don't get to come out here and take from me. Victor, I said it last month that I hated you, and I meant it. But I didn't give my reasoning. But now is a better time than ever, so I can tell you exactly why I hate you right to your face. Back in 2020, I had finally found a home in ESC. I thrived at that home. I built a legacy for myself at that home, and then you came around. You returned and destroyed Aaron Slade, and you took the World Heavyweight Championship, and then you took ESC from all of us. But I was willing to let bygones be bygones, because a few months later I was given a huge opportunity by becoming the head trainer of the ABC training facility, and I instantly took the job because I had found a hope. And you came around again. I see the confusion on everybody's faces as to what I mean by that, and I guess it's finally time for this information to become public. No more shady circumstances as to why ABC closed. Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Marax is the reason why ABC closed. Yeah, this guy. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Marax, from the shadows, was secretly funding ABC. He was funding it, hoping that he could try to save his tarnished legacy after he destroyed ESC. But Victor felt threatened by the world we were creating. Victor felt threatened by me, Nick, and Duco's work at building the future, and we built something that threatened him. So what did he do? He pulled me, Shooter, Nick Xander, and Duco Zhang into a meeting room. He told us that he was pulling funding from the company, and if we wanted to keep it afloat, we were going to have to fund it ourselves. So we gave it a shot, but we got a little too confident in what we would be able to do with the money that we all had. And we bankrupted. We bankrupted because Victor Marax decided we weren't good enough. And now here you come again, to take from me. Whether you like it or not, Victor, this group that I, Nick, and Lucas have formed is sinister. This group is more important than it's ever been, and that scares you. Those two guys are my family. Those two guys are all I've cared about in years. I built an incredible bond with Nick and ESE. Lucas has been one of my top proteges since ABC closed. Those two are more important to me than a lot of people. And I won't let you take my family. Victor, I've already given you strike one when you took my home. I gave you strike two when you took my hope and my passion. And I'm not letting you get strike three. You will not take my family. So here's the deal, Victor. You beat me at Ragnarok. You get your wish. I will disband Sinister. But if I beat you, I never want to see you in the professional wrestling industry again.